So the first thing I do usually when we get in the pool, a lot of people always say to us that we have the cleanest pool that they've ever seen. So I take this little net, which is just taken off of the pole, and it's got real fine holes, you can barely see through it, and I just go around the edge of our pool and just go around the edge and get that up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. So right now the skimmer has been on for about an hour because we were doing the yard, so this is what's on the surface right now, and that's just a portion of it. But normally we wouldn't have this much stuff on the surface, but this is a good way to not only get exercise, but it's also an excellent way to keep your pool clean. You just spend like 5 minutes, just get in your pool every day, you just skim around and do this in circles. I'm just going to show you what we typically do to keep our pool clean, and we use the magic eraser, not the name brand, but this is actually the off brand. They work just as good as the name brand and save you lots of money, and you can buy them in packs of like 20 versus just 8 or 10. So this magic eraser, I usually go around the side of the pool and I'll loosen things up that I might see, and I also will clean the edges. So watch this. So in case you saw that old guy pop up in the background, that's my neighbor. He's the maintenance guy for our AC. No, he's not. He's the guy that you always see in all the videos. He's the superstar. So anyways, I went around the side of the pool, which I only do this a couple times a week, and I've already gotten this dirt that came off of where the water is not sitting. So you can see that it's doing its job. I pretty much rub it on the outside of the ladder too, just in case there's any dirt that won't come off with the net. And so that pretty much concludes what I do on the inside. When the skimmer is normally running, I'm not quite sure why it's not running. I think that my husband, this is a SCUMBUG, which comes in many different brands, many different shapes, many different types of bugs. And it is designed to suck up oils and lotions, and it also has bugs that stick to it and dirt, and so it works as a sponge. You can also rinse it out and reuse it. It's supposed to last for a very long time. We usually do not buy the cheaper brands. I've read the reviews and I believe the reviews that the cheaper brands don't cut it, so I buy the name brand, which is SCUMBUG, and I will show you a piece of that wrapper off of this SCUMBUG so you can see what the packaging looks like. And I did buy it off of Amazon, and so this just basically stays in the pool, and he floats around and he picks up oils and dirt and debris. Dirt. He picks up oils, dirt. He lays around in the pool. He swims around in the pool and picks up oils, dirt, and debris. He's doing his job, soaking up oils, dirt, tanning lotions, whatever he wants.
Uh-oh. We got Rescue 911 coming. Nobody's drowned in this pool, so you don't have to worry about that.
Take a look here. I'm just going to do some more scooping of stuff that I have seen on the surface. And I try to save as many bugs as I can, but they can't all be saved. I say bugs, the ones that are cute. If they're ugly or if they sting, I don't worry about trying to save them because we have these little stinger bugs or stinger bees that come up behind you with no warning and will sting you to the point where you just are frozen standing in your own pool, even in hot weather. So, see, already. Now see, like I said, normally we wouldn't even have this kind of dirt in the pool, but the skimmer hasn't been running for the last, I guess, hour and a half. So that's why you always want to have that skimmer running. So this is not only exercise and therapeutic when you first get in your pool, but get all the stuff off the surface, and then you can enjoy yourself better, and your company can enjoy themselves better because they're swimming in your crystal clear water. Okay, so we're looking at my pool bench, and if you see, it has a little bit of dirt on here, residue. So I usually just go just like that with the magic eraser and then squeeze it outside of the pool onto the rocks. And this actually will make this seat a lot cleaner just by wiping, because that magic eraser really does get up a lot of dirt. Another thing you can do is you can go around to your poles. Even though this is salt water right now, we will be rinsing this pool off later before we get out of the pool. But you could technically come over here, and we do this on the outside too, but you can come over here and use this magic eraser. But this is something you don't have to do all the time, just every now and then. It will help keep the dirt off. We have kitty cats around here that sometimes like to take a drink out of our pool, and they put their little footprints. I can always tell when there's been a kitty cat in the neighborhood, or I say in the pool hood. As you can see right there, there's evidence of something that came by that had dirt on its paws. So like I said, this will get all rinsed off later with the hose. But look at that dirt. Look at how nasty that is. So I will be rinsing this in a second. I just put it out the pool, but just to show you how much dirt is actually collecting on this pool. Look at that. So this is why it's good to keep up with your pool and keep it like a Cadillac, like it's a brand new car that you just pulled off the car lot. Because the longer you take care of it, the better it's gonna last. The longer it's gonna last, not the better it's gonna last, but it's gonna treat you better for your investment and your time. And that's all I have for that. See how dirty that is? Yuck. But you can go and rinse this out and it'll be white again, and you can reuse it for a whole bunch of times, so it's worth it. So normally we would use our Deluxe maintenance kit on the outside of our pool, but today we're using it on the inside of the pool, and I have to be very, very quiet and not move around too much while the maintenance guy right there, say hi,
Hi.
is busy cleaning the bottom of the pool. And like I said, like I always tell everybody when we talk about vacuums and cleaners and things of that nature, this vacuum made by INTEX that has all the little attachments, which we don't really use all of them. The main one we use is the one with the little brush on the end. It's a vacuum. Is the best vacuum out of all the vacuums we've used because it's pinpoint. You can put it right where you need it, and it only probably takes 10 to 15 minutes of your time, and once it's done, it's done. Whereas with the automatic ones, you know, the convenience sounds very inviting. However, it could be going on for an hour, and you might not get everything up out of your pool in that hour. Whereas this, you're going right to it, and it's getting sucked up, and then you have a beautiful shining pool. So we've had probably a week we haven't been in our pool right now, and it's still looking good for just a few minutes worth of work that I've done and he's doing. So we're a team, we're the dream team. We're keeping our pool clean and just sharing a little bit of things that we do to hopefully help everybody else out and give everybody else some ideas. This is my favorite time of the day because of that afternoon sun, and the way that it glistens down on this water is like the most beautiful thing. It's like being out on a lake almost, but in your own backyard. Can't beat that with a stick. Gotta love that. We're still vacuuming, by the way. We usually don't spend this much time, but my husband is like feeling like he's on vacation while he's cleaning the pool, while he's in the pool. So in case you guys have not thought about operating your Deluxe maintenance kit in the pool, you might want to do that. It's actually kind of relaxing rather than doing it on the outside of the pool.
This is what it's all about right here. Coming home, hard day's work, enjoying yourself, getting in your pool and just relaxing. This is it. This is paradise right here.
So tonight I noticed for the first time, looking down into this groove here, even though we rinse this pool off every night, there's all this dirt. So, and if you look, well, you can't see it, but I can see it. If you look down there, there's a lot of dirt, and you know, we keep this pool extremely clean. Let's look down to this next one. So, see right there? So we will be rinsing these out tonight and trying to shoot water as much as we can, I guess, down here. But that's something that you probably don't pay much attention to, but you know, it's good to keep it clean. That's not so bad right there. Let's look at one over this way. So I think I looked at that one already. See down in there? So we'll be rinsing these out. That's something to keep in mind depending on what area you live in and how much debris you have. If you take a look at our area, we have a lot of trees and different types of things that can fall into the pool. Big trees, big tree. So that's all for right now. Better than I would. So don't forget, you also got to keep your Waterfall clean. And Waterfall loves the magic eraser too. It takes off all kinds of dirt. You see that dirt that just came off the Waterfall? There we go. Look at this precious polar bear thermometer that I just got. Now, I tried to get this off of Amazon and I had trouble because they had 4 types and they don't let you select which type you want. But the picture showed this guy and I ended up getting a rubber ducky, which you can't even return it. It said no returns, even though it's Amazon, which was crazy. But aside from all that, I ended up finally getting him off of eBay. And isn't he cute? I don't have a name for him yet, and I usually name everything. But he's still got the barcode on him. It says Puri Tech. And it is currently reading 90 degrees in the water. We have him tied up, so he can't go anywhere. But in the past, we've let them swim around, but this one, we don't want him to get lost, because he's too cute to get lost. So we talked about in the past on some of our videos how because we have a saltwater pool, we don't want our metal to rust any sooner than we want it to, because we want this pool to hopefully last for 5 years. If we could get that much out of it, it would be great. But after every day after every day that we use this pool, we rinse off the poles, and we also rinse on the inside of the poles, anywhere where you see the metal. And so we simply would do this all the way down. This. Sometimes go to the side, just make sure it gets real good. And we get the tops. Just like that. As much as we can get off. Because when you're in the pool, you're doing a lot of splashing, salt has a tendency to probably run down into these grooves, so it's not a bad thing to every now and then be a little bit more thorough than just spraying the legs. And we talked about this before in the past, how I have decided to make sure that this is no longer covered by the rubber mulch, so that we can keep an eye on our legs in case they're rusting. We will go and get our Rust-Oleum spray paint and touch it up if we have to prevent further corrosion. If that ever happens, we'll show you what it looks like, because the paint that we picked out for our umbrellas stands actually matches this fairly well, so that's probably the color we would go with. Keep in mind, when you're thinking about keeping your pool clean, you also want to keep your saltwater system clean and your pump clean. And since they are waterproof, but it's running right now, I'm not going to spray it, but typically at the end of the day, we would make sure we clean that up. Sometimes I'll just come over and use a soft rag and just clean off this and this. I'll do the displays first, and then I'll clean the rest of it last. And so, got a little bit of grass on here from weed eating, and as you can see, it's already kind of stuck to it, but it's better to go ahead and get it now than for it to be caked in there and not be able to get it later. So if you keep your exterior clean, it will continue to look brand new, and if you ever want to upgrade and get a larger unit, you can always sell them and they'll look like new. Just general cleaning, just like your house. Keep your pool and your pool equipment like you would your house if you had guests coming over. Just always maintain them there. So here once again, sometimes these things get out of whack. I was thinking about removing some of this, a little bit more of this, just so I could have a little bit more space around these legs. It's just keeping your pool nice and pretty and clean is really going to keep your investment. I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm a proud pool owner, and this is my baby, it's my husband's baby, so we want to take care of it as best as possible. Here's another example of cat prints on our pool. Take my handy dandy magic eraser, which looks dirty, but it's not that dirty right now, but it's going to be. See how nice that works? I used to be a non-believer in these magic erasers until I used it one day on my porcelain tub, and it became so unbelievably clean. I wish I had known about it a decade before, because I always thought it was permanent staining, but it actually came perfectly white, and this tub is like from the 60s, and I was like a believer after that. So I definitely recommend magic erasers. So moving on to the umbrella poles, these are spray painted, so there's not a lot of dirt on them, but it does not hurt. So every now and then, if you decided to use this type of support for your umbrellas, always just keep them dusted, because when we talk about rinsing our support poles off, there's not a lot of room in between this support pole and this thing, so water probably could get trapped behind there. So it doesn't hurt to try to get loose with nothing else. Keep it clean all the way down. This is the outside of our pool bench, and previously I was cleaning the inside of it when I was in the pool, but now I'm getting the outside portions of it, just wiping it down. Even if it doesn't look filthy, it doesn't hurt to wipe it, because there's going to be dirt on it. That's pretty much it. The ABCs of taking care of your pool. As a matter of fact, everybody, this is one of our neighborhood cats. His name is Sweet Pea. affectionate stray cat. Probably less than, what, 6 to 8 months old. And he's probably one of the ones that puts paw prints on the pool. But he's very loving. And that's why I called him Sweet Pea. Right, Sweet Pea? Hey, baby case. I hope you're doing okay. I'll talk to you later. I see you're napping.